And we back with episode 2. Thanks if you are returning. If you're new, welcome to the Growing and Flowing podcast. My name is Brandy. Feel free to call me Bran. I will be uploading episodes every Wednesday, so go ahead and pencil me in for Wednesdays. Go ahead and give me a follow so you can get a notification. All right, now all that's over. What are we getting into today? Well, we are talking about my first time moving out, baby, the struggle, okay? The struggle, the struggle. So, a little bit about me and my mother. We did not have the best relationship for a little bit, for a good time. I could really only take her in very small doses. Um, being an only child and being that it was only me and her, we were just always around each other. And as I get older, I see the aspects of my personality that I receive from her. Ooh, isn't that fun when you see that? And we're both fire signs. I'm an Aries, she's a Leo. And typically I know a Leo and we be all right, but that's my mother, so I guess maybe we're both very dominant people. And she raised me as like, you don't need a man for anything. You don't need a man for anything. You need to do this, that, third, all of that. Yo, I was cutting grass, okay? I used to cut our grass. I was washing laundry at 8. She used to make me wash all my clothes, and then I used to have to iron them and then hang them up. Y'all, that was so much. So stressful. So really why I was a lazy kid, it's like, damn, I gotta do everything. So me and my mother used to butt heads mainly after I got my first job, which was at McDonald's. I really thought I was a shit because I had my first job. I was always working. When money came into play, baby, like, she used to clop my pockets because I used to cheer. But at first, I was really only working the weekends. I barely worked during the week for real. But y'all, I just spent my check on shoes. She used to be over that. She used to be so over that. And I think for her, it she always wanted me to struggle, kinda how she struggled in some shape, way, or form in regards to money. Like she just felt like me struggling is gonna make me into the female I need to be. I feel like she has always felt like that. So fast forward, I was graduating from Norfolk State. I was getting my bachelor's in social work. When I started doing my internship, I was like, all right, nah, I don't want to do this. So what we doing? What we doing? I need money. I need to figure out my next direction. What's T? So I was already working for Walmart. At that point, I was a shoe sales associate, I believe. And it was opportunity to move up. They had been wanting me to move up, but I'm like, nah, I'm in school. But it's like, all right, now I'm not going with school. So I actually became a department manager. I was an automotive department manager. I chose the highest pay grade. That manager was my manager from my other store. He came too, so he hooked me up. Um, and I didn't know shit about cars, but y'all, it was a very interesting experience. Ain't nobody bothered me for real. I was in my own zone. I actually loved that year. Like it was decent. It was decent. So I was making $15, and everybody's like, "Oh, you make $15?" Da, da, da. I mean, at that point, I'm like, "Yeah, I thought it was big money." So after I graduated, I started that position actually the day after I graduated. And my mother was just pushing me out the door, bro. Just pushing me, pushing me, pushing me. And, you know, being an only child, like, everything before, even before then, the arguments that we had when it wasn't in relation to money, it was just, I got blamed for everything, like everything. But my mom's house was old as a bitch. Like, or she had old things. I remember one time the butt TV went out, big TV with the big back. It went out one day and she blamed me for it. And it had snowed like really hard today. I don't know if that has something to do with it, but I didn't do shit to that TV. And she just knew that I did it. So just blaming everything on me. And then after, like, just always nitpicking, and oh my gosh, I'm getting mad. I'm getting mad. When I graduated, every other day was like, when you moving out, when you moving out, when you moving out. Every other week. Or it would be some slick comment. She'd be like, this is why you need your own space. Two women can't live in the same. Oh, that used to be her thing. And I'm just like, girl, okay. But I kept telling her I wasn't ready. And she would be like, so when you gonna be ready? I'm like, all right, bro. You're legit pushing me out the door. Okay. So let me try to make something shake because I can't do this. And like a lot of people were telling me to stick it out. But no, I can't. Like, when you just know you can't stay in an environment, like I can't. I legit can't. And I believe if I would have stayed in that environment, we would have done some damage to our relationship that would not have been repairable. So I'm very glad that that was the decision I made because that's what I needed to do at the time. All right, so at that point, was not ready. I was not ready, but I moved out because I'm like, I gotta go. But rent was not fun, y'all. But let me backtrack a bit. So one, I looked at the apartment. I looked at the model version of the apartment. I didn't even look at the apartment I was moving in. I did not see that until after I signed my lease. So for all my apartment shoppers, don't do that. Don't do that because it could have went real left. In my instance, it didn't. It literally looked pretty much like the model. Um, so I lived by Oceana Base. And them airplanes, baby, no exaggeration. You could be watching TV, you hear airplane. It's like, what TV? I literally, or you are standing outside in the parking lot and a plane go by, you literally feel like your eardrums are about to burst. Late night airplanes at 12 a.m. Mm. Taking me back to the times. But my rent was 700, so I found that I don't even know how I made that shit shake. And that space wasn't OD small. Of course, it was not updated at all. Like not even a little bit. But I took it. I took it. You know, it was the first apartment. I needed to get out, and I loved it because I just had my own space. Nothing felt better than being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it. Like, I felt OD grown. But, baby, let me tell y'all, Brandy was broke, okay? I was broke. It was days where I barely ate for real because I'm like, if I buy this, as in, let's say we talking about groceries. Well, we are talking about groceries because I said I had to eat for it, right? I gotta pay rent or I gotta pay this bill. So like I can't really even spend that much money on food right now. Or like I would go to work, I would eat lunch, and then that would be it. Yo, I gained so much weight too because I would sit on the couch and watch TV. My ass was paying $150 for cable for whatever reason because I wanted it. Wasn't making the best financial decisions because, oh, I want this, I want that. Like I feel like a lot of people thought for a minute like that, or I don't know, think that I've always had my shit together. No, that's just what it looked like. I didn't. Ooh, you know, I've had some hard days for sure, as we all have. But I felt free though, in a sense. So it was a crazy balance. Cause it's like, damn, I'm independent. This is my shit. I don't need a man for anything. Anything. Cause I've always lived on my own. Um, a roommate was never an option. Before I moved to Atlanta, I contemplated it a little bit just because I was moving to a new area, but I'm like, nah, I just want my own stuff. I don't really want to share with anyone else. Like if I buy this couch, like this is my couch. This is not our couch. Only time I would live with somebody, which I never even thought I would do, y'all. I never thought I would live with a dude, like ever. But I did. That was I like that though. When you genuinely enjoy being around somebody, um, as much as you enjoy being by yourself, Yeah, that's different, y'all. That's what love is, but we can talk about that on a different. But yeah, other than that, no. So this is my third apartment living by myself, and I genuinely enjoy it. But back to the lesson that I took from that. So even when I was younger, the thought of always living by myself, that's where that initial thought came from. And I'm just not realizing that as I record this. It's just, again, it was always me and my mom. So like when she worked, I was at home by myself. She used to work later hours, like 3 to 11 when she got into the nursing field. So when I was at home by myself, I was at home by myself. So it legit felt like it was my space for real. And I think that's where that feeling came from. And just, being in your own shit, just knowing that nobody can take that from you. It's like, yeah, I can do what I want. I can walk around naked. I pay the bills up here. I may be broke after the bills. I may be broke, but I'm broken here in my space. My bills are paid. Okay. I used to just enjoy watching a show because it was like, yeah, I'm broke, but I can enjoy this moment right here on this couch watching TV. So the lesson in that was really for me, if you got to make a decision and it's not seeming like the most logical decision, but it's the best decision for your mental, take it. That that peace of mind, that slight happiness that I had, it was great. It felt so good because y'all know life is gonna do what it does. Like, shit be coming up all the time. But if you gotta make a decision that will just give you happiness, even for not that long or just an ounce of it, you don't feel fully fulfilled, but you just feel different. You know it's gonna make you feel different. You know it's needed. Do that. Like you just have to do that because getting older, you realize that, you prioritize your mental more. Like, you have to, or you're going to be stuck in your ways. You're going to be, or you're going to be thinking about the what if. So, why didn't I do that when I know that's what I wanted to do? I never want to regret anything in my life. That's my biggest fear, is looking back on my life and regretting. And when I say look back, I mean like when you older, like past 50s. When like I don't want to waste these years. You know what I'm saying? Um, because these are the hardest years of our lives. Now that year wasn't the hardest year of my life. Yeah, no, definitely 26 was probably the hardest year of my life. But I've been trying to focus more on trusting myself. And in that moment, I wouldn't really say then I trusted myself. Then it's just something I had to do for me. But it wasn't, it's like I had to go. Like I could not stay there. But if you're able to, get when you get that feeling, that gut feeling, that's a real thing. Like trust that. Because y'all, every time I do not trust my gut, every time I don't, I regret it. I regret it every time. It's just deciphering because I'm an impulsive person. So for me, it's separating the two. So is this impulsive or is this the right decision to make? Um, so yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Do make that decision that you kind of contemplate and just make it. Think about it. If you're scared, fear holds us back from a lot of things. And I realized that when I moved here, it was a very tough decision to leave everything I know. So make that scared decision. That scared decision is probably your best bet. So yes, that is the end of this episode. I think as I progress more with my episodes, they'll get a little longer. I don't really want them to be more than like 45 minutes at most, if that. I'm up here by myself, so they'll probably never get that long. If you guys return, thanks so much. I do appreciate all the sweet comments that I get, all the listens that I get. y'all are amazing, the people that I have so far, and I'm super excited to see where this takes me. So I did make a page for this podcast. I will put it in the bio. Make sure you follow. I'm going to be posting exclusive contents up there. And I said contents. God, content. Ugh. I will put that in the bio. Did I say that already? Okay, I'm still trying to figure out how to do this ending thing. But yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.